is to stay away from the light.
Go into the light.
Stay away from the light. The light is dangerous. Don't go near it. Run to the light, Caroline. Run as fast as you can. Don't even look at the light.
Tell her to go to the light. Tell her not to go into the light. Diane, ask about the light.
You said don't go into the light.
Honey, do you see a light? Do not go into the light.
There is peace and serenity in the light. Do you understand me?
What have you got screwed in there? 300-watt bulb?
Welcome to Fly By Films, a once or twice a month podcast through, distance-defying tubes or some stupid shit like that. We get together to discuss films that either have been or will be forgotten. I'm your host, Blake Collier. I don't know if you noticed, but my voice is getting sexy because I am more than likely getting sick. And I am chatting with my good friend and co-host Jameson Barsotti out in Chico, who is the sexiest of Greek men. So, I mean, it's what happens whenever you come from the lineage of Telesavalos. So, yeah. So this episode we're going to be talking about a gem from 1987, one that Jameson himself picked. And it is a Rennie Harlan film, which I was super psyched about because even though I don't think most of his movies are very good, I for some reason really like the guy. But it's Prison, 1987's Prison. Jameson, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm good.
God, you and me both.
Yeah.
You and me both.
So
what have you been doing today?
Well, I was camping at the opening of the day, so I spent time finalizing my camping trip, packing up.
Wait, you were
driving back
finalizing it, in that you were not finalizing plans for it, you were finalizing the actual trip itself.
It's finalizing the trip. We did our last activity camping.
Nice.
Well, I guess our last couple activities, since breakfast should be considered a camping activity.
Yeah. Always when camping.
Unless you just eat bars, but I don't think you've only got so many breakfasts when you're camping, and so you should do it up. So
honestly, I'm fine with just making breakfast the biggest meal of the day and just snacking the rest of the day on camping trips. Man, something about eating breakfast on camping trips is just baller.
It's good. Also, where we were camping, we camped at Castle Crags State Park up in Shasta.
Ooh.
And it's a really, really nice state park. There's a couple great hikes, and it's nearby the Sacramento River, so you've got this river trail. But all of the campsites, or most of them, had not just a fire pit, but they had a big wood-fired stove.
Yeah.
So,
dude.
Yeah. I had to learn. I started by saying, "Oh, I'm going to cook on the fire pit." That makes sense because it's normal. I was like, "What is the stove action? I don't want to touch this." But the grate on the fire pit and the way the fire pit was built, it was 2 feet from the fire, and so you had to build a big bonfire to get it hot enough to reach that if you were using that. But the stove action was a lot closer, so you didn't have to burn a lot of wood, and it was also pretty warm, so we didn't need a fire. So we just ended up using the stove. But yeah, cooking breakfast on that was awesome. So
it's funny you say that you finalized camping today, because next weekend I will be beginning my camping trip.
When do you begin?
We'll be going to Arkansas. And
ooh.
Yeah. with some friends of my wife. The husband is a fellow Flatlander, and so they've got 3 red-haired kids. They're all hilarious, so it should be fun.
Oh,
But it's
great.
gonna be hot as fuck, and I am not looking forward to that part. Your man
Well,
is too used to going to New Mexico and Colorado in the summers for camping, where it's still kind of chilly at night.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that was what I was gonna ask. Was it doesn't cool down at night?
I'm sure it does, but not enough
Okay.
for this guy.
Yeah.
I spent 4 hours, maybe even 4.5 today at a massive pool / water park with my boys, and I did that because I took the hit because my wife was not feeling 100%, and so and yeah, so I said, okay, I'll go. I For anyone who doesn't know, and I'd be surprised if I haven't said this on the air at some point, but I don't like water and I don't like heat. So the idea of going to a water park in the middle of July is like anathema to me. So that just tells my wife that I really, really, really love her.
Do you think part of it was I foresee in the near future I'm going to have what you have, so I'm paying my dues now so that I can cash in when I
I
need
mean,
to.
if you can do it, like, go for it, man. I
Yeah.
I was not that smart.
Well,
Um,
I mean, I think you pulled it off.
I
That might
mean,
actually be the outcome. So.
you should be happy that I didn't like roll up into the screen without my shirt on because I spent the last like 2 hours of the evening before I got jumped on here, before I took a shower, without a shirt on because I was just trying to get my body back to normal temperature.
Blake, I would like to say we've been at this 4 years. I think we've crossed the line where you should feel allowed to do
Oh, I
that.
feel allowed to.
Okay.
I just chose not to.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, I have no. I mean, you can see
I
all of
I'm
my roles. I'm
I'm
okay with
op-
that.
I'm openly inviting you
I
to
think we have to
take
hit.
off your shirt.
I think we have to hit 10 years for me to go pantless. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah. Once
yeah,
we hit
yeah,
10 years,
yeah. Then all bets are off at that point.
Blake,
It's gonna be a swinging dick party.
do you so you're sick, you're not feeling well. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you feel
It's that kind of like like that under the radar kind of sickness. Like
yeah,
it's not like in my face, but it is there. So
yeah. Is it just congestion?
yeah,
Okay.
the last 4 years probably after the 6 months of being sick straight between my wife and Seamus and I after we went to daycare for the first time.
Yes.
It's all been in my like sinuses and crap like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the occasional flu or the occasional like strep or something like that. But other than that,
I just know that right now there's something going around that's causing explosive diarrhea
yeah,
all over
no.
the US.
I mean,
So,
I get that every time I drink too much. I'm pretty
okay.
sure drinking too much will give you that virus. At
Yes.
least it gives me that virus because that's exactly what I do the next day.
Maybe you're allergic to alcohol.
It's very likely, and you know what? I'll never know because I would rather not. I'd rather be ignorant
That's good. Good to know.
unless it like starts trying to kill me, and then that's a different story.
I think everybody is allergic at that level where
Yeah. Well.
at some point alcohol will kill you because it is
Oh. Yeah.
it's actual poison.
It's not, well, my oldest was asking something like, "Why do you always tell me that like I've had too many of this or that?" And I'm like, "Well, really, technically, if you have too much of anything, it can hurt you,
Hmm.
including water." So, I mean, Bible's right. Moderation, folks. Just saying.
Moderation, it's the spice of life.
I mean, amen. Preach. Yeah. No, but I'm dead serious. I almost did come to this recording without my shirt off. Yeah,
And
so
I'm dead serious that
you wouldn't care.
Feel free next time.
Okay. I'm trying to lose weight, so it might be fun to just like me take my shirt off every recording. That way you can kind of notice like my weight loss.
We'll do
A check-in.
episode by episode.
It'll be a Weight Watchers like check-in.
Yeah.
What are you weighing now, you fat ass?
That'll be our new segment where you call it that, and then I reluctantly play into it because I feel more uncomfortable than you about that. Yeah.
Because I think body positive language is weird. So it's skeezy.
Yeah. It's skeezy. I think
yes.
the idea is just be nice to people, like that.
I have to
people's
tell my
value.
son not to comment on people's bodies.
Yeah.
Like it's not nice to do that. Like don't be an asshole, but also like call a spade a spade. I mean, it's especially when it's about yourself. Like,
but there are differences in bodies, and that's okay, and that's fine.
Now, unless the self-talk, and there I go using therapeutic language, unless the self-talk becomes like, like really bad, and you will start having like disorders. And that's a different story, but most people don't have that.
Again, moderation. Yeah. No, I think shame and moderation can be a really positive motivator.
Don't ever tell
me.
my wife that.
I know. No, I'm not saying for you. I'm saying for me. I'm also not saying for.
I'm still of the mind like this is a not necessarily an argument, but a discussion we have between my wife and I is I still believe that like there is both good and bad types of shame. Like,
yeah.
My therapist tells me that my therapist basically had to like get to the point where he was like, okay, so hear it from our perspective, from the therapist's perspective. We hear shame and we only hear internalized language. I'm like, well, that's fair. But sometimes I think, feeling shame about something is part of your moral compass. But you don't necessarily have to internalize that. You can just feel it and then say, you know what, I fucked up. Like, I'm going to make this right.
Yeah, I think there's certain types of shame that are related to different actions that you want to take that aren't good necessarily. I think we have cultural shames, like the shame of pedophilia, for example.
Oh, yeah.
Like just to go on.
It's interesting that you brought that up after what I told you I watched. Well, I got through half of it. I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but yes.
Yeah, no, but I watched that, and I think that's such an interesting documentary. So, if you're listening and we haven't named this documentary yet, and you're wondering what the fuck we're talking about, it's the documentary Predators that came out last year.
Not the third. I think it's the third film in the Predator series.
Yeah. Or is it the second one?
Is
Predators?
No, maybe it is.
I don't know.
No, Predator 2 is the second one.
Oh, Predator 2 is the second one. So, no, this movie is about the show To Catch a Predator and kind of the cultural influence of it. And I think that's such an interesting example because I think that's making the case that this kind of turned into or exploited the shame for various types of entertainment gain. Um,
Yep.
and so it's saying it's not really critiquing the shame, and I think I came away from that where I was like, the shame about this is actually really good because it keeps people in line. And yes, there are people that struggle with this, and they need to, seek some sort of help.
Yeah.
And I think maybe what the point of the documentary was like, this is not the help for these people. And,
Nope.
and maybe that wasn't the point, but they became, the targets for whatever, whatever vigilante justice, whatever like extra kind of legal justice.
I didn't even know that there were other like shows that were based on that have come out since it ended.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
I've gotten to that point in the documentary. I haven't finished it yet, but I've gotten to that point, and they're showing all the other like the predecessors, not predecessors, the successors,
the successors, the
of that show,
copycats.
and that blew my mind. I was like, oh wait, this shit's still happening. Yeah, it's pretty brutal, honestly.
It'll be interesting because now I don't know if this is at all based on the documentary or has any connection to the documentary.
Robert Pattinson movie.
But yeah, there's a Robert Pattinson movie.
I'm so psyched for that movie.
It'll be interesting because Chris Hansen's still alive, and he's still doing this. Like, you'll watch the rest of the documentary, and he is a big part of kind of that half. So
is he on the documentary at all?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So, yeah.
Okay.
And to be fair, like there's, I have problems with. I think it's nuanced and messed up. I don't think he comes off as like flawed, but not completely unlikable. And I think, I think he is the type of person that doesn't have time in his mind to like question the effect of what he's doing. And maybe there's a space for that too. I don't know.
Yeah.
That movie definitely doesn't like answer anything for you.
No, but that's actually how I like my documentaries.
Yeah.
I don't want answers.
Yeah. I think that's an interesting case of how we use shame in positive ways, but also in twisted ways too.
There's also a movie with with Michael Fassbender called Shame by Stephen McQueen. Funny story about that. That's the first movie I ever wrote like an actual critical review on.
Oh, really?
Never saw the light of day, but I remember very vividly being like blown away by that movie and writing something.
Blake, I've never seen that movie.
I mean, I would not necessarily recommend it.
Well,
I think it's amazing, but it's also really, really hard watch.
Well, Blake, what do you think this podcast is about? Do you think this is fun and games, or do you think this is a podcast for us?
No, this is a podcast. This is a podcast about film.
Film.
Yes.
With two F's.
Cinema.
Film.
Yeah. Fubba film. Yeah. It was good from what I saw. I'm planning on finishing it tonight if I can stay awake.
Yeah.
Because the sun sucked all the energy out of me. But so you got done with camping. I'm going camping next weekend. We currently have a new tent set up on our back porch because I borrowed one from my mom and got home and it had no tent poles. And I don't know if y'all know anything about camping, but it's kind of hard to have a tent with no tent poles.
And
it smelled like pizza. So
You didn't want to just like all kind of roll into it and have
I
it kind of
mean,
cover you. You
I
could,
mean, you
you
could
know
do it.
what? Just skip the sleeping bags. Just have the tent over you. That
Yeah.
actually might be a cooler way to deal with Texarkana.
Amen. Amen. So yeah, we bought a new one, and because we plan to do this a lot more, especially once the kids kind of get a little bit older.
Mm,
But we were like, well, we probably had to set it up before we go on the camping trip, so we at least have some vague idea of how it goes together and whatnot. So that's what I spent this morning doing. Um, and the kids were like psyched because they were just like in the tent for a good portion of the morning after I
nice.
got it up. So um,
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I feel about having my two kids on a camping trip for 2 days or for 2 nights. It could go either way.
Well, how old is Owen at this point?
He'll be 3 in August.
Yeah. I think for us, when Hazel was 2, so last summer was the first time that, and it was like 2.5, not like
Yeah,
not a fresh 2.
yeah,
First time where we took him camping, and it was hard in some ways, but it was doable.
yeah.
And then this year, he's been great at camping, and he's like,
Awesome.
he loves it. And then we're gonna get a new baby, and
Yeah,
it's not gonna be family camping for another 2.5 years. So
yeah.
yeah.
This is the first time that my wife and I, first off, and my wife and I and our two kids have gone camping.
Wait,
So it should be,
first time you and Melissa have
yeah,
like gone camping
separately.
together? Oh
Yeah,
wow,
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
This
I
will
mean,
be.
it's
I'm
funny because
excited. Yeah.
my whole like youth up until I went to college was camping. My parents did not do amusement parks. The only
Yeah.
time we got to do an amusement park is if we visited family out in DFW and went to Six Flags. But we did not. Disneyland was not a thing on our radar.
Yeah.
Um, so we would go camping in New Mexico or Colorado, and we would fish and hike and all that good stuff. And I love it. I love camping. Um, I just never had a chance to really do it with anyone because most of my friends after high school were city folk who were not necessarily anti-camping, but they weren't. That just wasn't the first thing that popped onto the radar for activities to do. So
Yeah. I think both Kira and I really like camping. We would like to do it more often, and I think when the kids get a little bit older, kind of keep them in that camping bug, because
yeah,
it's like more expensive than it used to be to camp,
yeah,
but it's still cheaper than amusement parks
oh
and,
yeah, by
and
far,
staying in hotels. And it varies too, because you can stay at like KOAs and do the whatever, like the fancy camping or whatnot.
yeah,
Not every KOA is like that, but there's generally just cheap campsites all around too. So
man. Whenever
it's
my family went camping, like we were lucky to have like a public restroom like in walking
yeah,
distance. It was nuts. My dad was like hardcore
nice, nice,
until he got older, and then he felt it. He was like, "Oh, I can't do this shit anymore. I'm
yeah.
already there." So this is. I'm like, yeah, cots. Get the nice ones with the stuffy the really thick padding and whatnot because my back can't handle it.
Well, yeah, my wife is pregnant, as you know, and
Yeah.
her her like sleeping pad popped the first night.
Oh,
Luckily, we were camping with some friends, and they were like, "Oh, we have this really nice memory foam one." I,
nice.
I mean, I'm a good husband, and I immediately said, "Oh, I'll just use the floor. Use mine."
That's a
But then,
horrible idea, Jameson.
yeah,
Why would you do
no,
that?
well, and then my wife was like, "Oh no, I don't think you." And I was like, "No, please take it." And then the friend was like, we actually have an extra one, and it's memory foam." And I was like, "Well, I can't compete with that, so you might
You're
as well
gonna have
take
it.
that one." Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's fair.
So anyway,
Yeah,
well, I wish you guys good luck, and I can't wait to hear how the camping
yeah,
trip goes.
yeah. It's gonna be a blast. It's gonna be fun.
You know what's cool? What are the ages of your friends' kids?
They're
Are they
all. The youngest one is, I believe, 6, 7.
okay? You know
Um,
what? During camping, did you mean to do 6, 7?
I don't even know. I don't think about that, but that's
Uh,
funny. 6,
uh,
7.
um, that kids, they like other kids,
Yeah.
so I
And I
think
already these kids know Seamus and Owen really well, so it's like they
that
love them. So
that's great. Like when Hazel goes camping with his cousins, they're all a few years older than him, but they all love him, and
yeah,
so
yeah, it's
it's
a blast.
great. They have a blast, and this time there were no kids with Hazel, and he was still able to just kind of be awesome and enjoy himself. We did take him on a big hike, like a 4 mile hike, and he didn't like that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Which is fair. So I paid the price, and I did a lot of on the shoulders
Oh yeah, yeah.
action,
Been there,
but
done that.
but uh, it was worth it, and he got he got some of his hiking legs this weekend.
I
So
would take hiking 4 miles in the wilderness over um 2 miles in the city.
yeah,
Because that's most of the time when I have to carry either of my boys. It's because we're having to park far away and walk like a certain distance to go to something in the city, and it's brutal.
well, in
There's
this
no give. There's no give on your feet. There's like, at least on trails,
that's true. Yeah,
like so. Yeah, fuck cities. Um, yeah. So I'm
Blake,
I'm I'm, I'm excited.
I think we've got an important announcement to make.
Oh, we do. Shit,
Yeah, we do.
we
We
do.
are,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, we do.
yeah.
Man,
We
you can
we didn't
tell
talk about
I'm
this.
not I'm out of it tonight.
Well, it's okay. We just kind of soft launched this thing, and the best part about it is it's about as low effort as our podcast.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful.
It doesn't really have any more information on it, so it's not.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say any more merit than our podcast. I was like,
I
well, I mean, that's fair, I guess.
I mean, I think it gives our
I mean, you
podcast
put you put a little bit of sweat into it, a little
it,
bit.
well, I think the best thing this offers is a centralized location where people don't have to deal with bullshit to
Yeah.
scroll through all of our episodes. Um,
Yep.
Now, that being said, we have to kind of upkeep it. But if you're listening and you don't know what we're talking about because we again didn't introduce it, we have a website now. It's
Yeah.
fly-by-films dot
Neocities.
neocities. So just remember GeoCities, but with an N. Neocities.com.
It's a resurrection of GeoCities.
Yeah.
I've been thoroughly shamed in my pronunciation of Geocities. Um, so I've come around to saying it's GeoCities, and this is the resurrection of said GeoCities. But of course,
The
because
atrocities of
nothing can
Neocities.
be as good as the original GeoCities, but it's for what it's worth, it's pretty good. I mean,
Yes. I will say there's a whole like social component to it that I don't think we're planning on ever touching. That kind of connects these all together. Great. That's fine. But it has a wonderful free tier,
yeah.
and it's very much do-it-yourself HTML websites.
Which is what GeoCities was about. It's
Yeah.
like doing your own website and
Doing your own
constantly
website.
under construction, but
Yeah. And you know what? In the age of AI, I vibe coded our template, and then
how dare you, sir?
I know I want to be honest. Like, I'm not an HTML you know
Soothsayer,
soothsayer, and
whisperer.
in a sense, if I wasn't using AI, I would just go and grab templates
Yeah.
and use those anyway. It's, it is what it is. I'm not going to spend tons of time doing that. But, one thing that I would like is all of the art assets that we put on this site and all of the copy that we add to it are going to be ours. And
Yeah.
I don't use AI in my writing, except when I'm sending stupid emails and writing up reports that I don't understand at work.
Are we gonna do a newsletter on the site?
So I have that as an option. I think this is the first step. I think
Oh yeah,
we have the place for the newsletter, and
it's
now we
sweet.
just need to
The
do it.
website is super badass.
I mean,
It's got that
sure.
it's got like that like old school like 80s Skynet feel about it.
Yeah.
I dig it.
I think
It's
the
like
best
cyberpunk.
I think the best part is that my brain is so fried by naming conventions on uh in my development and coding that I felt the need when I was naming this thing to name it fly dash by dash films instead of just one fucking word at or dot
Well, but
neocities.com.
this could be fixed. This could be fixed at some point.
Maybe.
No, it's called if we ever decide to get into the red, we could always buy a domain.
Oh yeah.
But that would require us to go into the red, and that's I don't know. We're already going into the red with the cheese and root beer that we need to get for our sound engineer. So
Yes. We should also add our sound engineer to
yeah, we should actually.
the website.
I thought about that too. I was like, I'll reach out to him and say, hey, you need to get me like a write up.
He's the third member of Fly By Film.
Yeah, he's the silent one.
Speaking of which, does he still not want to be on the show? Because we could definitely have him. We should.
At some point, I think we definitely should. Because then it could be one of those things where, like, all those like fancy dancy, like highly produced podcasts where they like talk to their sound engineer.
I mean, have
and
him
you can like hear them in the background, and they're talking, like, and you're like, oh, these guys are like legit.
Yeah, I meant have him as an honored guest, but
oh, okay. I mean, I guess that's for you, Justin. Yeah. No, I think that'd be fun. I think it'd be fun to get him and his wife on.
Yes.
And talk shit to both of them. Because I think I may be wrong on this, but I think Aaron actually listens to most of our episodes while he's editing them.
Oh.
So.
You mean Justin?
No, I said Aaron. Aaron, his wife.
Oh, I get. Yeah, no, I get.
Yeah. Come on, bro.
No, I was confused because you said listens to them while he's editing them, and I was thinking that was a single individual doing those tasks.
And this would have been like a great like note if they
Yes.
captured our commentary before we started recording about commas and bumper stickers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a failure on our part.
I can still introduce, if you don't.
I mean,
I
do it.
saw an interesting, on my way back from the campground, I saw an interesting bumper sticker that said, baby driving bitch. All different lines for all three of those terms. And I was trying to figure out if the meaning was that the individual in the car was calling themselves a baby driving bitch because they have a bunch of babies that they drive around and haha. But I was thinking it would be much better if there was a comma after driving, so
It
the
would be
communication was baby driving bitch, like stay the fuck away from my car. There is a baby in the driver's
yes,
seat.
driving. Like baby driver, be mindful.
Yeah, baby on steering wheel.
Baby on steering wheel. I never understood those baby on board stickers. You know why? Because sometimes I look in the cars and I don't see the babies on a board.
Well, those things got ridiculous because eventually people started putting the boards with a baby on them to indicate the baby on the board.
Yeah.
And that was a whole gag.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it was, you know.
You know who
it
did that?
got out
Some
of
dad
hand.
somewhere.
Was it you?
No, I'm
Coming
not that
clean?
smart. No, I'm not that smart. The creative side of it, I can pun all day long, but you actually like introduce like the idea of like making a funny bumper sticker, and I'm like, I don't know.
You know what? I think the world has enough bumper stickers. I think you're okay.
I
You
mean,
were not
have I
needed
ever
in
told you
that.
my all-time favorite bumper sticker?
Oh, please do.
So it's a bumper sticker that says, I want to die peacefully in my sleep like my grandfather, not like the people in his car.
Oh my god.
That was a great bumper sticker.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
If it wouldn't be so offensive to my wife, I would probably put that on my car. But I don't think she would like that. We're not bumper sticker people. Are y'all bumper sticker people?
I'm not a bumper sticker person, but you know what? We got for if you guys get into camping, hard shell on top of the car.
Oh, nice.
This makes me feel
We were actually talking
so
about this exact thing
middle-aged
the other night.
bougie, but it is it is such a wonderful thing because I think about all the things that I want to fit into the car, and I go, you know what? We got the hard shell. It's gonna be okay. We'll fit it in. And it's a beautiful thing. Now, when we add a fourth person, I think the Tetris is going to be a bit tighter and harder, even with the hard shell. But another bonus of the hard shell is we don't have to put any stickers on our car. We can just put them on
the
that.
hard shell. Nice.
And if I ever get embarrassed about that, scraping them off, I don't care what happens to the hard shell. I can always take the hard shell off and, embarrassment.
I mean, it's fine.
I can hide it in the shed,
I know what you're doing with all the stickers on the hard shell. It's basically just like REI stickers all over it because you want to like show yourself like you're a true camper.
I'm a real camper. Because I get stickers.
I don't ever buy anything from REI, but I put their stickers on my hard shell.
Who has the money to buy anything from REI?
God, no kidding. That place is pricey.
Yeah. You know what I do? I just wait for REI stuff to show up at thrift stores, and then That's where you get them.
Yeah. It's the same
North
thing with
Face
like
and Marketplace.
North Face and Patagonia and all
Yeah.
those like bougie
Yeah.
outdoors brands.
I actually kind of feel bad because REI
You shouldn't
opened
feel
up.
bad.
I don't really feel bad, but REI opened up a store in Chico a couple years ago, and everybody was really excited. And I just was like, that store has like 3 years. We're in like year 2. I will be surprised if it lasts
Okay.
because every time I go in, it's not no one is there and people don't seem to be buying things.
How
I don't
big is
know.
Chico?
There's 100,000 people in Chico.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
big
So
enough
bigger than I thought.
for an REI, but
Not big enough to sustain one.
it's not. Yeah, it's not
Especially at
bougie
that price
enough.
point.
Yeah, I think people in Chico still are hoping to kind of live in a place that's affordable in California,
Yeah.
and for the most part, it is.
Yeah.
It's still kind of an affordable area, so yeah.
Yeah, I went to an REI once when I was in Colorado, and I was unimpressed. It was fine, I guess.
I'm sure they have some very good stuff.
I'm sure they have like items that are like actually like solid purchases
Yeah,
that like you wouldn't want to buy any other brand of,
yeah.
but uh on the whole it basically felt like a high end like bougie academy. So
Mhm.
um whatever.
Yeah. I
Uh
think our this podcast we've probably broken our record for the word bougie
oh yeah.
being used in one episode.
Was it last episode where we used WAP? Or was that the time before that?
Are we going to use it in this episode?
No, we're not gonna
Um,
use it.
oh,
I mean I've already
yes,
used it technically, but
we used it last
you were
episode.
telling a story. It wasn't like we were using it because we're cool.
I had forgotten the other context of that word because it's used as a slur in this movie that we're going to talk about. I think a couple
Oh yeah,
times.
yeah.
Um, uh,
Against Italians. Yeah,
against Italians.
yeah.
Um, my
I'm
people.
actually that's actually a really good like segue into talking about the movie. Because I just I want to alert you to something, and this is a Flyby Films first.
Ooh.
Um, this is a film that has a Blake Collier cut because I'm pretty sure I fell asleep a couple times. Yeah, towards the end of the movie. We texted about this movie.
Yeah, we were
And
texting as
I
we were
was
watching.
I
Yeah.
was deeply thrown off by the fact. So okay, I guess I should tell about what this movie is about. It's a movie about a prison in, I don't actually know if they say it's Wyoming.
They
It's
do.
actually in Wyoming.
It is in
But
Wyoming in the movie too.
but you know these prisoners go there. They're reopening the prison after a period of time that had been closed down. It's all in shambles and whatnot. Magically, this stops being in shambles at some point in the movie. And they bring back a warden who was originally a guard in its past, and that's played by Lane Smith, who is one of those that guys. Like you always see him, you're like, yeah, I know that guy. I couldn't remember his name to save my life, but pretty sure he was in one of the Mighty Ducks movies.
Yes, he was.
But because I think he was the coach of the other team, and he was a real skis. But which he plays well. Plays in this movie too. So this prisoner, they open this prison, they open the prison. They, for some reason, have this lady who's trying to, do this rehabilitation setup at this prison. That storyline feels like it doesn't actually go anywhere.
Mhm.
She's just there as like basically a pretty lady, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Um,
very much
and so
so. Like,
and so
just nothing.
an innocent prisoner that they executed in the past uh, seeks revenge. His spirit seeks revenge whenever they open the prison back up, and I found it odd that the first 2 or 3 people they killed were prisoners. It seems like, I don't know, counterintuitive. Uh, kind of goes against my Marxist tendencies, like, uh, and so I was like, well, that's kind of odd. And here's where I know that I'm pretty sure I have a Blake Collier cut of this movie, is that you told me that it was explained later on in the movie to some extent, and I have no memory of any explanation.
Well, I guess I was thinking. So it's revealed later on. Spoilers if you're ever going to watch the movie Prisoners or Prison and you care, but
Yeah,
it
don't
was
don't go see Prisoners.
yeah, it was revealed that um, that the guy was set up not just by the guard, but by one of the inmates.
Was it the old black man?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I think
it
I caught a whiff of that, but couldn't like. I never got a clear response, and I basically chalked it up to me having like, because I know I nodded a couple of times towards the
yeah,
end of the movie.
yeah. And
So
so that's kind of what I was referring to was it wasn't just the prison system that this person was or this ghost was raging against. And I guess I want to push a little on your Marxist tendencies. Here is a ghost of a like former prisoner
yeah,
who is wrongly executed. I
that
could
we know
see
of. Allegedly.
allegedly, like,
Yeah,
but let's even assume that. Let's even
yeah,
assume that he was innocent of the murder that he was
yeah.
being charged with, but he was
Mhm.
still, you know, a
A little,
criminal. He
a little odd.
a little odd. Um,
Clearly
I
angry
don't.
enough to come back and like
Yeah,
haunt that.
I guess I wonder because I heard this criticism around like when I was looking about this movie, some people were kind of laughing at the fact that that this ghost doesn't have kind of this moral righteousness to only kill the
The guards and the
guards, and
warden.
I think that's kind of funny that we would expect that. Because almost any other type of ghost, we're like, oh, that ghost is just gonna fuck up whatever family, children, whatever lives in their house.
Yeah,
Oh, the big, the big faux pas of being in the space that the ghost wants to be in.
yeah.
Big whoop, like get over yourself, ghost. But the expectation that this person clearly wants to rage against the state and nothing else because they
Would
were
you say
wrongly
that he
executed
wants to rage against the machine?
against the machine. But I think this just was an angry soul, and I think that was the idea, was
Okay.
just wreaking havoc, causing chaos, because if he had to die, why not take everyone, including the guards, down?
I mean, that's a decent reading. It's pretty nihilistic, even for you,
Well,
Jameson.
I'll give the movie maybe too much credit here, where there is a little bit of an undertow, and you mentioned the female character. She is
Yeah,
a prison reformer, which I was hoping they would give kind
yeah,
of
would come into play.
a better thing, but I think maybe there's a reading of this movie where prison turns you into more of a monster of yourself.
That's
And,
fair.
you know, I'm not saying the movie does a good job of articulating this type of depth, but maybe that was what it had on its mind. And so I was like, I can accept that. I'm not really bothered by, any more.
I'm not. I
No,
didn't
no,
lose
no, no.
sleep over it. Like literally, I didn't lose sleep. I nodded.
Yeah, you gained sleep over this.
Yeah, I mean,
actually.
yeah. Well, not much, but yes, a little bit.
Yeah. But I think that's what was going through my mind when I was considering that side of things. Again, not saying that you were worried about it. I'm sure you were. It is curious that the ghost doesn't have this moral sensibility that we assume ghosts in these types of situations would.
And I think,
but I also think it's fascinating that we would want that. Yeah.
I think the moral center that I think it's twofold. Like, yeah, there's the critique, the Marxist element, but also I think, and I may be completely wrong on this, but I would say that a majority of ghost movies in the horror canon have featured a ghost that targets specific, like, descendants or people because they are like the same as the person who wronged them or something like. So there's like this tie to like a very specific like moral code, if you want to use that, or moral sense of retribution. But all things considered, I enjoyed the hell out of this movie. I thought it was a blast.
I actually think that's kind of a strength. I'm trying to think of a good example where they go against that and the ghost is angry, but I do find it more unsettling when there's not really a rhyme or reason why the ghost like I think Poltergeist is maybe a good example where again, I think that's what I was thinking when I said like the family moves in.
It's just a random family.
Disturbs. Yeah.
They didn't know what they were buying whenever they bought the house.
They didn't know. They didn't care. And actually,
I mean, they were blinded by their white privilege.
Yes. Yeah. I think the film is more effective if you kind of take out that white privilege narrative. Like, I know the Indian burial ground is an important aspect of that, but you make it, you kind of take the teeth away from it if you give them kind of give the ghosts kind of a moral mission rather than just a psychotic mission where they're like, we hate everything. I'm trying to think of some other examples. I think, do you remember this movie, We're Still Here? Or
yes,
I feel like that had the same kind of vibe where it was just like just massacred whatever was in view. And I feel like I get this feeling with Oz Perkins films, kind of. Usually
there is a certain level of meanness in his films.
Yeah, I think there's like a. People are gonna get mad at us for praising meanness now.
Hell no, I'll praise meanness all the time in my movies.
I think maybe his stories are a little more, pointed and fairy tale like, to where you can't really make an argument that the ghosts in them are not targeting in some sense, but you do get a sense that there's not like a safety in things like, that the devil would target a person who just lost their parents and try to kind of adopt them.
Primed and ready to be like, screw this. Like, I'm out.
And I think that's where the meanness comes in, and the sadness too. But as far as Prison goes, Blake, I was not expecting this movie to be good. And I don't want to say it's great, but
No, there's not a single Rennie Harlan film that is great, I
Yeah.
would say. I'll probably get beat up from that, but whatever. Um,
You know, I
I just, for some reason, I always like just kind of glommed on him as a director in my like personal 80s action movie history. And
mm,
anytime I see he's got a movie out, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm totally down to see that. He's doing the new Strangers movies.
yeah, have you seen them?
I've seen the first one, and it was none too impressive, but compared to the first one, like which is in my top 10 horror films of all time,
Mhm.
uh, it's fine. I mean, it's I'm excited to see the other two, just to see what he does with a trilogy as a whole. But I don't expect much out of them. So
They they're pretty reviled by
yeah,
critics,
yeah, it's not good.
but yeah.
But I'm also like, do you think this movie was reviled when it came out?
So
Likely, but I think it was kind of fun. Like,
yeah, this movie was it has a pretty, low Rotten Tomatoes score. And I don't see I think there was a re-release. This honestly again, I think my expectations were really low and it blew past them as far
yeah,
as, fun and good.
and
There's a
actually
lot of
had a pretty decent set piece, like action set piece at the end
yeah.
with like the
There
guns going off and shit like that. I'm like, yeah, buddy, this is pretty
yeah,
sweet.
yeah, and it had some really good kills.
Yeah,
Talk about horror. Getting people getting baked
yeah.
in oven rooms.
Uh-huh.
Um, a
The
guy.
famous one that's like the wire.
Oh yeah.
Like the guy that gets like basically like, is it like shot up into the cafeteria or something like that,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
or it falls down. I can't remember which, but
Yeah.
uh, I mean, there's
I
some
thought the
good set
deaths
pieces.
deaths were really
Yeah.
effective and really well done, and the visuals for them, it was before CGI, 1987. Um, and so I mean there was some computer generated, like they had lightning
Oh yeah.
all throughout.
That's one of the biggest things I saw that people were shitting on it for was the what they call the zip zap light effect.
You
I was like,
know,
yeah, I mean, I get it. Yeah, it's not great, but at the same time, it didn't bother me.
it didn't bother me, and also someone got like a hole blown through them by
Yeah,
lightning, and
yeah,
that was awesome. Whether or
yeah,
not that's what would happen,
yeah.
it was pretty effective, especially because this character, and I thought the movie had some great characters.
Oh yeah.
Maybe they were cliches, but like this
I
one guy
I didn't think
was
that they were cliches at all. I thought they were actually pretty thoughtful characters. I mean, within a film like this, I wouldn't have expected it.
yeah. So this was like some probably gay voodoo guy, and he
Yeah,
was trying to set the spirit at rest,
yeah,
and he was giving this uh, ceremony, and then just
yeah,
I like that. I also liked the guy who was trying to escape. They all had fun nicknames, which completely blew past me. But I was watching this with Kira, and she was just going to go to bed. But then all of a sudden, she's sitting next to me, and she's like, "Oh, like whatever, lasagna is doing this," and I was like, "Who the fuck is lasagna?" And she's like, "Oh, I got all of their nicknames. I
that
latched
is
on to all of that."
hilarious.
She's like, "Rabbit is doing this, Rhino is doing this," and I was like, none of these names stuck in my
Oh yeah,
mind
me
because I
neither.
can't remember a character, but she like logged them all in her brain. But
I'm
yes,
excited. I'm excited about the fact that we've gone nearly an hour into this podcast and not mentioned the central actor in this film.
Well, yes. So we'll wait on that. I wanted to talk about
Okay.
Rabbit's death.
Okay. Go
So,
for it.
Rabbit's death, he tries to get away, and the ghost causes all of these pipes to just entrap him
Oh yeah.
and then go through him. But what I loved about this was it wasn't just kind of, oh, he died and he's gone. They then have a cafeteria scene where
Yeah.
his body is above it and it drops on all the eating their food.
And they're like, holy shit.
Yeah, so I had a lot of fun, and I'm surprised that this movie doesn't have more of a midnight movie reputation.
Oh yeah. I'm surprised that this doesn't have some cult like lovers
Well,
like
yeah,
following on. I think it's
and
great. Like
Kane Hodder shows up at the
yeah.
end.
Yeah.
Um, so the only thing that I can think of is, and it hurts my heart to think of this, is that this movie is kind of underplayed because it is the first starring role
Yeah.
of a
Do you
very
do you
famous.
actually think that he's like buried this for as much as possible?
I
I don't think
may
he should be ashamed of this at all.
I can't really understand why he would be, but
He doesn't
this
strike me as the type that cares.
he
Like,
doesn't strike me as the type that cares. He also strikes me as the type that would enjoy this movie still.
hmm hmm
Um, but we're talking about Viggo Mortensen,
yes,
who this is his first lead role in a movie. He had
yeah,
been in two other movies before this, which I didn't realize he has a. I don't know if it's a speaking role because
I didn't realize he'd gone back that far.
he's Amish, but he's in Witness.
Oh
Um,
shit, he is, isn't he?
yeah, he
I
is.
love that movie. Witness is a great movie.
Honestly, we should cover that. Just
Yeah,
I need to rewatch it. It's been I watched it as a kid.
yeah,
Some
me
reason
too.
my mom was like, "This is a great movie. We're going to watch it."
What's an Amish love story?
That
And
yeah.
what good Christian lady doesn't like an Amish love story?
You also get to see Amish boobs in it,
Yeah,
which was probably my favorite part. But I could never
I
say
mean,
that because
who?
I was
Yeah,
watching it with my mom.
I think
Um,
it's a little weird that the Amish community didn't like try to like ban this film.
uh, did they? Do they know that this movie? Um, they hey, as we know, Luddites do not shun technology, but they take their time on it. So the lawsuit might be coming in a couple years, is what I'm
That's
saying.
true, and also that's funny you say that because there is they could have watched it during Rumspringa.
Oh yes, yeah.
So and then taking it back to the crew and been like, you guys really got to look into this movie. Like it's not good. It's not. It does not paint the Amish community well, which is not true. But I can see how like seeing Amish movies would be like upsetting.
Um, did you ever watch that documentary on Rumspringa?
I feel like I did.
It was,
I have a vague memory of it being really big at the time that
it
it
was
came out, but
yeah, it was called The Devil's Playground. I remember the
oh,
name.
maybe I didn't. I don't know if I've seen that. Yeah,
I remember watching it and I remember liking it back then. But I don't, you know, I think did I like it more for the documentary or I wasn't familiar with Rumspringa at that point, and
yeah.
so yeah, so that kind of
My
introduced that
mom,
concept to me.
my mom took a trip um to Niagara not too long ago, and in that area, and kind of went over across the border to Canada a couple times and whatnot. Saw
Mm.
some stuff, but she said that she saw, and I mean, take it with a grain of salt, but she saw Amish people riding those electric scooters. So
Ooh,
maybe they've come around to some EV shit.
you know what? A- Amish people on scooters actually does not offend me. It's not.
No,
It's not
no.
bad.
I mean, it's about as carriage as you can get in the modern day.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
so, uh, as an interesting side note, our little our little tangent into Witness, which is a great fucking film.
Yeah.
But yeah, Viggo Mortensen strikes me as a fuck it all like kind of personality. Like every
Yes.
time I've seen him on an interview, like he just seems like he's like, what? Like I am who
Yeah.
I am. Like so.
Well, and I guess his first wife was the lead singer of the band X.
That's
So
hilarious.
he has this. I think he used to be a punk rocker. I also think
Yeah,
he's a musician. He's probably a magician too. Um, but yeah, I really think he did a lot more underground things, and
yeah,
then was Aragorn,
and that
and
shot him
it shot
into like
him. But what did he do next? He said, "Oh, I'm going to use all of my clout to work with um,
David Cronenberg.
David Cronenberg."
Yeah,
And that's
on some phenomenal films.
oh my god, yes.
Eastern
And
Promises and History of Violence.
yes.
Holy
Um,
shit.
so, A History of Violence, you'll find this interesting. Uh, one of our favorite that guy in that thing
Uh-huh.
movie is in that movie. He's in the first 5 minutes of it. Stephen
Uh-huh.
McHattie.
Oh
Um,
yeah, he's great. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But
Super
that
nice
is
guy in real life too. Got to meet him once.
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Uh,
At one of those fear cons or kind of horror conventions or something. At one
that
time I went to one.
that is the second movie that Vigo and Stephen McHattie have been in together. The
What's the other one?
first came out before this one, but the same year.
Whoa.
It's called Savior with an
Oh, okay.
exclamation point. Um,
That could be good.
yeah, it could be good. Um, I was reading about it. I had never heard of this movie before, but here I'm pulling it up.
Do you want to do like a
No,
unintentional thematic run next year of like Jesus movies?
sorry, it's called Salvation with an exclamation point.
Oh,
I
that's even
think
better.
I think we could probably have Christian satires that have an exclamation point in their name and do
Yeah.
a whole run of that. Because you've got Salvation, you have Saved. I'm
Saved.
sure there's a bunch of other ones, but this is a 1987 American black comedy film directed by Beth B. and starring Stephen McHattie, uh, uh, the lead singer of X. This is where
Okay.
Vigo and her met, and Viggo Mortensen. The film is a televangelism parody and was
Oh
released
god.
right after real life Jim Baker and Jimmy Swaggart
Holy shit.
scandals.
We need to watch this.
Uh yes. So it'll
That sounds
be
amazing.
yeah. We definitely should.
Because I can
Anyway,
totally see Stephen McHattie being a televangelist.
yeah, yeah. I think it's a fascinating forgotten film. So
Yeah. No kidding.
uh,
Jeez.
so Vigo is in this movie. Um,
What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you see Vigo in this movie? Or hear him, for that matter?
well, you don't hear him for a while.
You don't. Yeah. You just get the
Uh,
sultry look for like, a good 10, 15 minutes.
so I was thinking about this, and I definitely think Vigo was trying to be Paul Newman.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so I texted this to you where I was
Paul
like,
Newman crossed with James Dean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, this movie definitely feels like we watched another prison movie earlier this year called Ghosts of the Civil Dead, and this movie feels like if that movie and Cool Hand Luke had a baby, and that baby was cursed
Yeah.
with a ghost, um, because it has this dark kind of prison culture feel to
Yeah.
it, but there's a little bit of like movie magic they're trying
Uh-huh.
for. That's
Yeah.
that Cool Hand Luke bit, and Vigo's character is definitely the Luke of this movie.
Oh, for sure.
Um, However, he keeps his voice very quiet for
Uh-huh.
the majority of the movie, but I think you said it best. I'm throwing it back on you.
Oh, shit. I ain't
I
remember
need
what I
to
said.
I need to find this quote because this made me laugh. Um, did you say it in our second?
Let's see here.
No, you said it to me. This is great. I know I said wait for when Vigo talks.
Okay,
Okay, I got it.
I forgot. I
He
forgot about
must
that.
he must be going for hard ass lispy gay man. Um, which I
That's probably
thought
gonna
was
get me in trouble. Whatever.
it's a very descriptive. I mean, honestly, he's not beating the allegations of possibly being gay in this movie. There's
No.
not really a there's a point where so he's clearly like an Italian in the movie.
Yeah.
I don't even think he's Italian.
No.
Um
Not with a name like Mortensen.
yeah, Mortensen doesn't strike me as
Vigo, however,
that's true.
has strong Italian vibes. So maybe he
Um
was adopted.
But there's another character in the movie who goes by Lasagna. And
Yeah.
if you didn't guess, he is an Italian.
Yes.
And he buddies up with with Vigo's character Burke, and they kind of talk, but it's mostly Lasagna talking because Vigo kind of keeps quiet, and Lasagna is telling him, at this point, uh, Burke has saved a prisoner, and he's kind of hot shit on the yard, and so Lasagna's trying to buddy up with him, and he's like talking about how many Italian girls they're gonna get him, and Vigo just kind of like shrugs it off and is like, nah. And so it could be canon
I
that
mean,
his
yeah.
character is gay, but he's got a very very soft, kind of southern lispy
Yeah.
voice, which if you've watched him in any other movie is very jarring at
Yeah.
first.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a choice. Like
Yes,
it's a
it is a
choice.
choice.
Um, and honestly, like when I first heard it, I was like, oh, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this throughout the whole of the movie. But I found myself like I kind of bought into it by about
Yeah,
midway through the film. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm down. I'm down for this.
I think the one thing we can say about Viggo Mortensen is he's actually a pretty good
Yeah,
actor.
no,
Um,
yeah, definitely.
this is in his early days, so he's still probably learning his
Yeah,
craft, but he's got a lot of talent, and
yeah,
yeah,
for
so
sure. Um, yeah, no, it was this. I found this movie to be that perfect mixture of like camp, but also injecting some vaguely serious themes into it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think your comparison with civil what was it?
Ghost of the Civil Dead.
Ghosts of the Civil Dead. That's right. I think that's a pretty solid comparison. Specifically because I think there's enough seriousness about the nature of the prison itself and like the corruption that's like was inherent at the time before it closed, and the feeling that it's not gonna change is very like
Mm-hmm.
suffocating in the movie, and that it's only gonna get worse, which it does. Um, and especially with Lane Smith doing his like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, kind of skeezy like warden. Like I put him honestly. I thought he did an incredible job, and I put him up there with what's his name who played the warden in Shawshank.
Oh yeah.
As far as being like just really like villainous. Like,
We should do
and it's and
we
what
should
what's
do an
so
episode
interesting?
where we rank
Yeah,
prison wardens, because I feel like we've gone through enough prison movies, and there's enough warden
yeah.
characters. Yeah.
But what's so interesting about his warden though is that he's skeezy by covering up all the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not because he's actively like an asshole to everybody. It's just because he's like trying to like cover everything up. And in order to do that, he has to do some pretty heinous shit. Because he knows that the ghost is coming for him. Like that's
Yeah, I think it's interesting because he's kind of a dumber warden than we've
very
seen
much so.
before.
Yeah,
If you're comparing to well, I guess he wasn't the warden until like the end of the film, but brute force.
yeah,
I think of the guy in that who kind of assumes the role of warden at the very
yeah,
end. Um, like he's pure reason and pure like this is a mental game.
yeah,
I am and you get this sense of intelligence. You get the sense that this guy is actually running mostly on emotions, right?
yeah. Uh-huh.
And he's got this he's got enough intelligence to know he's in a position of authority and that's what he's going to use and he can use
Yeah.
the authority, but he's running from something
Uh-huh.
and he's got guilt. He's not set on just like uh being completely evil, even though he's already made those decisions
Yeah.
and he's kind of locked into that unless he owns up to the mistakes he's made.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he does a good job of being skeezy, like you said, because he's constantly trying to cover things up,
Yeah.
and he's
Well, and if you
looking
think
over his
about it, like,
shoulder.
do you remember the
Yeah.
first time we see him in the movie?
Mm-hmm.
He wakes up and he's in a wife beater and he answers the phone. And I don't remember if we hear any of the conversation, but the look on his face is just like, oh shit, I'm going back into this again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's clear like this is not a thing he wants.
Yeah.
Like, and yet he goes into it and he's like, well, shit, now stuff is going down. Like, of course. And he's the one who orders the freaking chair room to be uncovered, which is that's a choice
It's a
for a warden who's
choice,
trying to.
but also, he doesn't believe that it's
Yeah,
haunted. He is just trying to. He at that point, I think he's trying to cover up and destroy it and
yeah,
demolish it. Oh, this would be. This is the scene of the crime that I committed,
yeah,
where I let this person who I knew was innocent be killed. Because he is. We do see him a little bit before then in the
Oh, yeah.
he does
Yeah.
he carries
Yeah.
around the convict's like necklace,
Yeah.
religious iconography. So
Yeah, we see him taking the prisoner to the room at the very beginning of the movie. So that's fair. Yeah. I just found that a striking image of him waking up and answering the phone for some reason. It just seemed like this is not the kind of warden we're used to in movies like this.
Yeah.
This guy does not have his shit together.
No, and I thought that was interesting. And you pointed out that what's his name, Lane Smith,
Uh-huh.
that he has a striking resemblance to Richard Nixon.
Yeah.
And he should have played
Yeah.
Richard Nixon.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that was a massive miss on someone's part.
On all of Hollywood, we'll just blame
Oliver Stone. I mean, shit, he made a whole movie about Nixon, and he
That's
forgot to
true.
get Lane Smith in there.
Well, when did he make that movie?
Like the 90s, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. How long was Lane Smith around? I'll look it up.
I mean, I think he's still around. I don't think he does a whole lot, but
well, no, he died 20 years ago.
oh, did he?
Still made it to the 2000s. So.
Oh, I didn't realize he was dead.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just sad.
Well.
Another one down. Another one down. Another one bites the dust.
Yeah.
See? Prison reform, man. We gotta get rid of all the wardens, including the fictional ones.
So, I do want to mention this movie has an interesting production history.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You did some reading up on this. I like this.
I did some.
Who are you?
Wikipedia on this.
You're one of those people.
I'm Mr. Wikipedia extraordinaire. I am not an extraordinaire with Wikipedia. But so you don't have to, as the listener and as my co-host, click the Wikipedia link that unfurls the production notes. But this movie takes place in a real life prison. They didn't have to build any of the sets.
Yep.
It was a real life prison that was out of commission.
Yep.
And they were given.
And it was a frontier prison, right?
Yeah, it was a frontier prison.
Yeah. Which is brutal already.
Yeah. There were, I think, firing squad and gas chambers were used to kill. I think the kill count of this prison is like 35 prisoners, which that's a lot.
Probably about 15% of Wyoming's population.
Yeah, about that much.
Sorry to anyone who's listening in Wyoming. That was a mean thing for me to say.
But also, y'all should have more babies, so we can't make that joke.
Yeah. Exactly.
So maybe it's your fault.
Yeah, that's fair.
But this movie prominently uses the electric chair, which didn't happen at this prison.
Yeah.
But really, other brutalities.
Oh, yeah.
But the production team basically got the go-ahead from the state of Wyoming to do whatever they wanted to this set.
That's freaking cool.
Which is rad. So when they were destroying the gas chamber, which in the movie there is the unit where the electric chair, they were actually just busting it up because they were told they could do that. And
whoa,
they were not really worried about, preservation or anything like that because the state of Wyoming was like, that's fine. Then this movie comes out. Then the state of Wyoming's like, oh, we actually have a historic landmark on our hands. And so they took it over and they revitalized it. So you can't do that anymore. But at the time, it had been like 7 years since this prison had been in commission,
Uh-huh.
or had been like preserved.
Uh-huh.
So interesting. Uh, Another thing about production was a lot of the extras in the movie. Even though this prison wasn't in commission anymore, but a lot of the extras were actual real life inmates.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
one of the speaking roles, or one of the main roles, the character Rhino,
Uh-huh.
who I was actually thinking was Kane Hodder because
Oh, me too.
he's a
I
big
thought the same
guy,
thing. Yeah.
but really Kane Hodder doesn't actually show his face at all. He's just this, which kind of makes sense. He's just this big, you know, kind of monster that shows up at the end,
Yeah.
um, which is fine. It's kind of silly that they have his name listed in the movie because it happens for like 15 seconds. But the guy Rhino was an actual inmate who was a former stuntman who was in for manslaughter, but because he was a Hollywood stuntman, his SAG dues were up to date. And so they got to use him
Oh,
as
that's
as a
fucking
speaking
cool.
role. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
That is
Um
hilarious.
yeah.
Here's the
Anyway,
Rhino.
yeah. Oh, Rhino. Uh
Go Rhino. Go Rhino. Go, go, go Rhino. Yeah.
I
Bouncer
don't
guy.
know. I don't know that one.
It's not one. I just
Oh,
used his name because it works in the song.
I don't know the song that you're trying to sing, and I don't know if that's
No,
because
I'm not sure I could tell you either. I just know it's that's the way it goes. I'm sure one of our listeners, one of our tens of listeners, will know the answer to that question and will probably let us know how to guess.
Yeah. Well, do you got anything else?
No, go see this movie. It's pretty fun. I
It's
was
for
yeah, it really is. Like I can see a world in which it makes it pretty high up on the final year-end list, unless it gets taken down by some lunacy.
which it will.
It will,
There's
yeah,
always lunacy.
undoubtedly. So no, I really did enjoy this, and the soundtrack is baller. By the way,
It's pretty good.
I listened to it on the night, like when I went to bed that night. I listened to it on falling asleep.
Both times you fell asleep.
Well, yes, technically yes, but like really fell asleep.
Yeah.
So no, go watch the movie.
It's free on
Listen to the
YouTube
soundtrack.
for
Yeah, it's free
now.
on YouTube. You can't really find it anywhere else, I don't think.
Yeah, I tried Tubi first, and it wasn't
Because
there.
Tubi's a shit, man.
Yeah, Tubi is good, and I assumed it would be on Tubi, but it's not. But it's also on YouTube. Someone uploaded
Yeah.
it,
There's like 3 or 4 versions of it on YouTube that you can find.
and they're all pretty good because I don't
Yeah,
think anyone
yeah.
cares about this movie.
Good
So,
transfers. So, yeah. Yeah, no, I am very grateful that you picked this movie. I did not expect it to be as good as it was, like you, but I was pleased.
mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, that's all I got.
me too.
So, you just want to say, fucking out.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.